This is Tithe Farm, the only place in old school RuneScape where you can get the farmer's outfit and the only active farming training method in the game, boasting experience rates of up to 105k per hour. Let me teach you everything you need to know. In order to begin at Tithe Farm, you must have started the Client of Currend quest so you have access to Currend, and you must also have at least level 34 farming so you're able to plant the lowest tier seeds. For items, make sure you have a spade, a seed dibber, and at least 8 watering cans, but I highly recommend bringing at least 15 watering cans for maximum efficiency. Also, you don't need a seed dibber if you've completed barbarian farming training and learned barehanded planting from Auto. Tithe Farm does require a bit of running, so I also recommend wearing any weight reducing gear you have access to, with the graceful outfit of course being the best. But once you start unlocking pieces of the farmer's outfit, start wearing that for the highest XP rates. Also, if you've completed the quests Lunar Diplomacy and Dream Mentor, you may decide to have the Lunar Spellbook equipped. This will give you access to the Humidify spell, which will save you some time filling up your watering cans. If you decide to do this, make sure you bring Astral, Fire, and Water runes to cast it, and if you can, I recommend bringing a rune pouch for the runes. In terms of XP rates, there are 3 tiers of seeds. Gulavanova seeds, which you can begin planting at level 34, Bologano seeds, which start at level 54, and Logavano seeds, which you can begin using at level 74. All 3 of these seeds provide the same number of reward points, but the key difference is that the XP rates scale by level. Gulavanova seeds offer XP rates of around 25k per hour, Bologano seeds offer rates of around 65k per hour, and Logavano seeds of up to 105k per hour. So it's always best to use the highest tier seed you have access to. Like I said though, all 3 seed types offer the same number of reward points. Each fruit harvested rewards you 3 points, but every 100th fruit gives you an extra 2. This means for every 100 fruits deposited, you'll receive 35 reward points. Based on my research and calculations, it took me roughly 24 minutes and 30 seconds to harvest 100 fruits and receive 35 points. So I would say it's safe to estimate 25 minutes per 35 points for newcomers. Tithe Farm offers a variety of rewards. When you first arrive and access Farmer Grycolar's rewards menu, there are only 13 rewards offered. All 4 pieces of the farmer's outfit, compost, super compost, grape seeds, herb boxes, seed packs, the seed box, the herb sack, Grycolar's watering can, and finally, Auto Weed. But before I describe each of them, there's actually a reward missing, and that's Bologa's Blessing. Bologa's Blessing is an item that allows players to pick Zamorak grapes instead of normal grapes from the Hosidius Vinery. This is the only way to obtain Zamorak grapes without purchasing them on the GE, which could be vital to some Ironmen. In order to unlock this reward, you must have 50 prayer and 65 cooking. Make sure you bring 75,000 GP and an equipable Zamorak affiliated item. I decided to bring an Unholy Book. Also, pro tip, make sure you're not wearing any clothing affiliated with other gods. I made that mistake and Bologa sent me away. Now simply climb this ladder and speak with Bologa. Click through the dialogue and select Tell me about yourself. Continue to speak with her until you can select Can you help me to make Zamorak's wine? You will eventually reach a screen where you must pay 75,000 coins to access Bologa's blessings. Now this reward will be permanently unlocked in the Tithe Farm reward menu. Now that we have that covered, here's what you need to know. Normal compost buckets cost 1 point, super composts cost 5, grape seeds cost 2, and it costs 1 point for 20 Bologa's blessings. You can also purchase herb boxes for 30 points each. If you want to turn your extra Tithe Farm points into GP, you can do this by buying grape seeds or herb boxes, but both of these options will make you less than 50k GP per hour. But the most recent addition to the Tithe Farm rewards are seed packs. In OSRS, there are 5 tiers of seed packs, but the ones offered at Tithe Farm are tier 3. Similarly to herb boxes, these seed packs cost 30 points each, but unlike herb boxes and grape seeds, when converted to GP per hour, you make nearly double at just under 100k. Even though the seed packs are the best item for GP, it's still not great, so I highly suggest saving your points for the rest of the rewards first. First is the farmer's outfit. The hat, which costs 75 points, grants you 0.4% bonus farming XP while equipped. Next is the torso, which costs 150 points and grants you 0.8% bonus XP while equipped. Then the legs, which cost 125 points and grant you 0.6% bonus while equipped. And lastly, the boots, which cost 50 points and grant you 0.2% bonus farming XP while equipped. If all 4 pieces are equipped, you receive a set bonus of 0.5% extra farming XP for a grand total of 2.5% extra farming XP while the outfit is worn. This may not sound like a lot, but it certainly adds up. Along with the outfit, there are some other really cool rewards. First is Grycolar's watering can, which costs 200 points and acts as a watering can that holds 1,000 doses of water instead of 8. Next is the seed box, which costs 250 points and can hold a max stack of any 6 types of seeds. Also, and potentially the most useful, is the herb sack, which also costs 250 points and can hold up to 30 of each grimy herb. This item is extremely useful for extending your Slayer trips, and the only other way you can obtain one is through Slayer rewards for 750 Slayer points. But Slayer points are crucial and scarce, so I highly suggest buying it here. Lastly is Auto Weed, which costs 50 points and when enabled, no longer allows weeds to grow in any of your farming patches once you've removed them once after activation. This can be toggled on or off at your own discretion. In order to greenlog Tithe Farm, you will need 1,100 total points for the outfit, watering can, seed box, and herb sack. But if you also want to purchase Auto Weed, which I highly suggest, you will need 1,150 total points. Like I said earlier, it should take you around 25 minutes to gain 35 reward points. That means by using the efficient method I'm about to show you, it will take you a little less than 14 hours to earn the points you'll need to buy everything. And if you plan on buying everything, I suggest you start with the outfit so you maximize your XP in the process. There are a plethora of teleports that can get you to Tithe Farm for the first time. If you've started Fairy Tale Part 2 and have access to fairy rings, use code AKR and run south. You may also use a scroll of redirection on a house teleport tab to create a Hosidius tab, or if your POH is located in Hosidius, use a house teleport tab and exit the portal and run east. If you have a Xerix talisman, you can teleport to Xerix Glade and run southeast. You can also use a skills necklace to teleport to the Woodcutting Guild and then run east. Once you've made it to Tithe Farm once though, you'll now have access to the grouping minigame teleport going forward. That's the easiest way to travel there. Alright, so now I'm finally ready to go to Tithe Farm. This is the setup I have. Exactly 15 watering cans, a spade, my rune pouch with the runes to cast humidify so I can fill these up quite quickly, and then some super energies and a stamina just in case I run out of run energy while we're doing this, but I rarely do. So now I'm just going to use the grouping teleport to go to Tithe Farm, and we will begin shortly. Alright, so this teleport brings you right in front of the building. So when you're ready to go, simply click on the table directly to the left of the door. You can hold up to 10k seeds in your inventory. Make sure you're selecting the highest level seed you're allowed to use. So for me, since I'm level 99 farming, I can use Logavanos, but just select the highest one you can use. The max seeds you can take is 10k. I always just take 10k because why not? And then enter the door. If your watering cans aren't filled yet, you can click directly on this with one of your watering cans. So just click it to use it and click on the water barrel to start filling them. They will continue to automatically fill slowly, but if you don't want to wait the full wait time in between each fill, you can manually click them for it to be a little faster, as you can see like this. But for me, I'll just use humidify to fill the rest of mine in an instant. Also, this bucket of Grycolar's fertilizer that you get is completely unnecessary to have, so I always just drop it, because why not? You don't need it. It doesn't do anything to help you. And I always start my runs right here. I start by clicking the seed, tapping this area, then immediately clicking again to water it. And then as I'm watering, I click the seed and continue to do the same thing every time. As soon as you see the water animation, you can then click with the next seed on the next area. So as soon as you see that water come out, ready? Boom, you can click there. So that's a pro tip to speed things up a little bit. But as soon as you click to water, you can then click the next seed and then go to the next spot. So this is the rotation I always start with, down across this bottom row and then up this row. And then rather than clicking a seed and going to this patch, I always click here to make sure my guy paths to this side, because sometimes it will just path him here, which slows it down a little bit. So that's another pro tip. And then just continue this around the entire way. Tapping a seed, tapping the area next to it, then clicking to water it and preparing the next seed immediately. Clicking again, watering, clicking the seed, and repeat. So same thing as before, I'm gonna path my guy to here instead of clicking directly on the plant to water it, because it would make me go to this side instead. And now we can just go through to each one, only watering them since they're already planted. And in order to get more fruits harvested in the end, I'll show you what I do now. So after you water this one, path yourself over to here, water this guy, then plant a seed above, and start watering this row. Then on the same side, plant another seed, water it, and then go back across to water this one, and then stay on the side again, water the following one, prepare a seed, plant it above, water the seed, plant to the side, water it, water the one below, and then path yourself to the underside of this. Sometimes if you try to use this other top row, you're going to run out of time and some of your plants will die. So I would recommend sticking to 5 of these rather than trying to do a 6th one. 6 is possible, but I would not try that as a starter. If you're a beginner, it's going to be very tough. Even for me, who I guess is a pro now that I've green logged this, it's still sometimes pretty difficult to do, and sometimes my plants do die. So I prefer just doing 5. It's a little more chill, but still very efficient. And then just path yourself across, water, and now that everything's planted, it's just watering the whole way through. Again, after this one is watered, just path yourself over here rather than clicking directly on the plant. Then water, across, over, across, over. It's just as simple as that. Super easy. Very, very easy. Yeah, but most importantly, rather than clicking these super far away ones, path yourself to where you want to end up, because if you end up on the side, it will take longer. So path yourself here, then water it. But yeah, it's as simple as that. Quite easy, as you can see. Just planting them and getting it in the right order is the hardest part, but after 1 or 2 tries, you'll have it pretty much mastered. Now these are all completely ready to harvest, and I can just go through one by one harvesting them. And I'll show you what I do for this row up here. Again, after you harvest this one, path yourself up here, harvest the first one, water across, water to the side, harvest below, harvest, water, water, harvest, then path yourself over here to begin harvesting these. Then once you finish harvesting all 8 of these, those last 4 up there will be very close to finished. See, as you can see now, they are finishing up top. So I can go up here and begin harvesting these last 4. You might have like a second of wait time for the final one. Actually, it will be pretty much perfect. And then boom. So from 1 run, we get 20 Logavano fruits, or whichever seed you chose. And then you can just start the process again. Plant, go, go, go. But once you eventually finish, I recommend getting at least 100 fruit at a time in your inventory, because you will get those extra points for multiples of 100. Then you can simply click directly on this deposit sack. Just click on the sack and it will deposit all of your fruits, and you'll get the correct amount of points and extra farming XP. And that's it. Also, after that 1 run, as you can see, I used exactly 7.5 watering cans worth of water. So since we brought 15, I'll have another 7.5 in my inventory, which means I'll have 2 full runs at a time worth of watering cans before needing to refill. Then if you have humidify, you can just simply use it and it will fill all 15 again, or you can then just in between 2 runs and starting the next 2, fill all 15 at the barrel in here. That is everything you need to know about Tithe Farm. Thank you so much for watching, and very, very soon, you'll be green logged just like me.